Welcome to Renegade! Now, I am Mr. Squa here. I'm going to be having a special guest that I don't think we've had on this channel for a while now, and that's none other than ATW, the Warrior! Now, he's going to take a seat. He's going to answer some simple questions. This should only take about 20 to 30 minutes. So ATW, would you mind sitting down and we'll assess this together. I'll let you take the stage.
Alright, Squa. Oh, man. Ah! Wait, is it okay if I fix this camera a little bit? Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Sorry, guys. Just gotta fix this a little bit. God, y'all can't see me. The fuck y'all can't see me, bro? Oh my god. There we go. Is that cool, Squa? Is that cool? Alright, thank you. Thank you for letting me fix your camera, Squa. You bad cameraman. Anyway. So, you listed a bunch of questions here. Let's see. Number 1. What were some key takeaways for your first title defense? Now, I can name a lot, honestly. I feel like earlier today, I obviously had the match with Momo Jr. Some key takeaways were he was a really good opponent, man. I feel like he did a lot of moves that a lot of wrestlers would have just suffered right there. Like, I know he did a lot of moves on big guys like Sasquatch, like his family of luchadors. And like they basically didn't kick out of it after that, but I proved them wrong, and what was crazy is I still kicked out at 2.5 from a Mexican Destroyer. Oh my god, my head still hurts, Squa. You have no idea. My head's still like spinning after that match. Yeah, the match was great. There was a lot of key takeaways, like. Of course, I think the ATW suicide dive thing, it's kind of become a thing. It's daddy's nature. A little more on that later. But yeah, I'm glad I got to give Momo a title shot. He seems like he could be potential in the business. He's definitely on a roll, man. And I think Momo could be the next ATW one day. When I leave the company. It's just not today, man. Right now it's my time. It's my time. My shine. So, yeah, those are my takeaways. I guess if you want swap. Okay, yeah, cool. I'll go to the next question. What would you expect the next couple of months of your run on MOF? So my run on MOF has been pretty decent, I would say. There's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of like betrayals, a lot of sequences, a lot of unions and stuff like that. Let's go to the betrayals real quick, because a couple weeks ago, Jake Sika attacked me and pretty much betrayed me. I think where that's going to lead up, honestly, in this storyline, I think where the whole thing is just going to lead up, like by the time we hit Kingdoms Merge or Xmas Crumble, is I think Jake Sika is going to be involved in one of those matches. There's no regards about that. Jake Sika, ever since I brought him into, KDA, he's always been like this to me. He's been like really loyal. He's shown a lot of compassion. He showed a lot of respect. But one thing he always shows is the fact that he always wants to take the leader position. Like, kid, come on. You can't always take the leader position when you're in a faction. There's a bunch of different positions. Like, for example, there's an enforcer position. I was once in that position in KDA. I remember that position very well. It was horrible. And then you got like, the members and all that and blah blah blah. But what I'm saying here is Jake Sika seems to be like the number one person on the list in terms of like drafts for the matches. Um, Another one I would think about at least heading into Uzbath because I feel like this guy has had a lot of beef with me in the past. Greg the Scheme. Uh, me and him had a title match for the Remix title back in April at the Rack. It was awesome, man. I feel like that match is just way too underrated, man. I feel like not enough people look at that match and say, "Oh man, that's too underrated. That's really good." But it was a good match. It was a very good match, and I think if Greg steps in and he happens to be the open challenge guy, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would take it. I'm challenging anybody in the locker room at Uzbath. And when it comes to Kingdoms merge, I don't know who they're going to be collabing with yet. It could be Vibe for all I care. It could be MLW. It could be another local roster like Titan. Who knows? It could be Lucha Libre. It could be like the Lucha Libre wrestling. I think that would be really cool if they were to collide with luchas. Because personally, I love luchas. I've loved luchas since I was a kid. They're very cool. They're not as cool as powerhouses, but they got like a really cool style to them. So yeah, that's what I expect in the next couple of months. What other questions you got from your Squa? What opponent would you consider your dream match? What opponent would I consider like my dream match? Now this is a really good one to think about because I have a lot of cool ones, but if I had to pick one, I would say BKG the Bobber. He's still on MOF, but he's more like a part-time guy, so he'll just kind of come every few months to like check things out. But man, if I had a match with him for the MOF title, because I don't think he's ever won the title before. He's kind of been on MOF and only held the Remix title, but if me and him had a match for the MOF title, that would be like my mentor right there. That would be like the person that I always dreamed of fighting on MOF. The person that I've always dreamed of carrying wings in the ring with. You know what I mean? That would be the person that I would envy in the ring. So one person that I can truly respect is BKG the Bobber. He looks very similar to my physique. He has a very similar stature to me. And I feel like me and him would just click in the ring. The fans would go, "Whoa! ATW, BKG, ATW." You know what I mean? Exactly. Like they would erupt if we saw that match. I'm hoping at least for Christmas Crumble. I'm hoping at least for Christmas Crumble we see that match. Anyway. Oh, this is a question, Squa, that you have been asking me forever. Will you ever cross-brand with and or return to Vibe? Now, I know we're not supposed to be talking about this, Squa, because we made a rule about not talking about Vibe, but I'm going to spoil it anyway. Because I'm a spoiler guy. You like my jokes, Squa? Okay, I'll stop with the jokes. But yeah, I'm going to put down my title real quick. But yeah, so what happened with Vibe, a lot of you have been asking lately around Instagram. A lot of you have viewed my Instagrams lately about Vibe. And yeah, I have revealed that me and Vibe are eventually going to, kind of collab here. I'm eventually going to return to Vibe. I know I said this a lot, Squa. I know I said this a lot. I know I remember saying it back in April. I said it back in June. I said it back in December, okay? But you gotta hear me out. I've got good news for manager Kelsey, and I'm finally heading back to Vibe. Now I know this sounds a little crazy, but I'm gonna go to Vibe. I really wish I was able to show my double champions, you know, the double titles, the KDA title, the MLF title. Yeah, I couldn't show them. But, you know, we're sorting things out. If any of you didn't look at the MLF post yet about Vibe, go check it out. It explains everything of what is to come for me and my future with Vibe while staying on MLF. So this is kind of hard to explain, but basically what needs to happen is I would need like another support person to go to Vibe. I'm honestly a little bit worried personally about this, because like I never told manager Kelsey because I didn't want to be rude or anything, but I just don't think that I need support, man. I mean, look at me, Squa. Look at me. I'm your MOF champion. I'm the most confident person in MOF. Why the hell would I need support for Vibe? Exactly. It's exactly my point. But Miss Kelsey does not want to believe me. You know? She don't want to believe me. She thinks I'm bullshit. And I'm just, you know, all talk and no act. Trust me, I am act. When I want to be. Anyway, I think we're going to end here, Squa, because I know the more I gossip about Vibe, the more they're going to notice it. So, I'm going to just return back to our questions. Number 5. This is an interesting one, too. The plan moving forward. My plan moving forward. This is going to involve Vibe as well, but let me just go to the MOF side real quick, because the MOF side is really important. So, what's going to happen moving forward is clearly because I can't trust people, not even my own associates. Sorry, guys. It was just some banging happening. Yeah, because I think John Casey's doing something in the background. Anyway, what's going to happen is I feel like I'm going to take this solo, you know? I'm going to take this solo. I feel really nervous right now doing it solo, but I have the natural solo genes. I think I can fight through them. What's going to happen is I'm going to try and keep the MLF title for about as long as I can. For as long as I can, I'm going to try and keep the MLF title on my shoulders. And we'll see what that takes me, you know? I mean, I might make some allies along the way. I mean, obviously, I had a little confrontation with Igler during the match. I don't know why he decided to help me, but, you know, it's on him, man. Honestly, me and Igler are not related. Igler is part of the Todd family, with Big Todd and Little Todd, you know, all those people, the Southern family. But yeah, I would definitely see something like that in the future. I'm definitely really good with Southern/Northern persona. I feel like that would be really cool. And number 6, we have the conclusion. The conclusion is that you know, the match was awesome. You know, there was a lot of awesome moves being taken away there. There was a lot of beef between me and Momo, and I feel like that was like more natural beef and not, you know, hurtful beef like with Jake Sika and all that. You know, we brought it all in the ring. We blood, sweat, and tears all in the ring, and we did it. But at the end of the day, I still retained the MLF title. So, yeah. I think that ends it here, Squa. And don't worry, I'm eventually going to return to Vibe. And I think that's also going to be the plan moving forward, is eventually I'm going to wean my way back into Vibe. It's been about a year and a half, if I'm being honest. A year and a half. So I'm definitely gonna go back. Uh, Maybe make some new friends. You know, maybe go confront what's her name, and yeah, it's all gonna be good, and I think there's gonna be a really good future with me moving forward with this MLF title. I'm expecting a nice long reign, and when my reign ends, that's when everything falls. So that's when everything falls in place for me. So I feel like we got a lot moving forward. There's no more questions you got, Squa, or? Alright, we're good. Okay. Cool then. It was nice interviewing Squa. And I guess I'll see you on my next Renegade, which should be before Xmas Crumble, if I'm not correct. You can take the stage.
Yep. Our next Renegade ATW is going to be at the Christmas Crumble after your match. And we are going to assess, an update on things, make sure everything's falling in line. And yeah, then we'll take it from there. But it was wonderful having you, and I guess we're going to end Renegade, guys. Happy Renegade!